More local stories.
We are living total puppy love this morning. This little girl is, how old? Do we know how old she is?
About 5 weeks.
This is a 5-week-old puppy. This is Kelly Jones, who came walking into the station this morning with your local fur mama with these 3 puppies, and you can imagine the reception that she got. But then we've begun to hear the story, Kelly, behind these little guys, and it's heartbreaking, actually.
It is, yeah. We took these babies in on Monday. We got an email before the sun was up on Monday saying there's a shelter down in Georgia with 27 dogs on their kill list to be euthanized on Tuesday. So we did what we could, and we went down and got Mama and her 7 puppies. These are 3 of them. So we were able to save 8 babies, and now they are all going into their foster homes this weekend.
So they've all been adopted?
They're not adopted, but they're going to be fostered.
Oh, okay.
So we are 100% foster based, so we don't have a facility. We have everybody in people's homes. So they're going to go there, and then when they are old enough to get spayed and neutered, we will do that, and then they'll be ready for adoption.
Okay, before I get into the conversation about the need for fosters and the importance of spaying and neutering, are they going to be able to stay together as a litter, or will you need to split them up, probably?
So we don't adopt siblings together as puppies.
No, I mean when they're fostered.
Yeah, usually we keep like 2 together at a time.
Okay, good.
So I'll keep 2 at my house because I love them. But we offer, like, when people foster, they can take 1, they can take 2. I'm the crazy person that usually is like the holding ground until we get fosters, so I have 8 at my house right now, but don't recommend, but yeah, we'll keep them together so they have a play buddy.
It's a little too early to know, I guess, what they're gonna grow up to be like, but this little girl that I have, you said, is pretty active.
She is, she's spicy. She's got a lot of personality.
Yeah.
She wants to be held constantly, but when she's not, she just wants to eat your feet.
Yeah.
She's very, very entertaining.
You think that the litter had 2 different dads?
I think so. They had 9 puppies, and it's really common when there's a lot of puppies that they can have multiple dads, so you can have multiple breeds going on, because these are some of the smaller ones from the litter, but they also have some very large brothers.
Okay, so you know, you told the story because it was your second time to tell it this morning about what happened, but you need to listen carefully, I think, to the drama behind this, because it's real and they see it every day, and their hearts are so big they want to save as many of these puppies and kittens and dogs as they can. But your local fur mama is entirely for neonatal. Right.
We specialize in neonatal, so that means typically like 6 to 8 weeks and under. These guys were a little bigger than we thought they were going to be, but usually we're bringing in puppies, so they're still nursing on mama. Oftentimes we bring them in that mama's not there, so they're being bottle fed. But yeah, that's where we specialize.
It defies logic for me to understand how a shelter doesn't have room for 7 puppies. But you say that they are just overrun.
They're slam packed. There are a lot of shelters where they are built to maybe have 200-300 dogs, and they are already at 400 or 500. They're squeezing them in where they can. But people, you know, if we're not spaying and neutering, they are just, when they receive government funding, they're required by law to take in any strays from the area. So they can't turn them away. So they have to bring them in and find a place for them. And when they hit capacity and they can no longer care for all of them, unfortunately, it's just the reality. They have to do it to make space.
Y'all have a great Facebook page, a great social media presence, and you're brutally honest on it. And so you tell people what it really is like, the things that you see.
Oh, yeah.
Be trying to be careful, because I don't know who's watching. These were not the only puppies, but this was all you had room for.
Exactly. So we are 100% foster based. All of our babies are in people's homes. So we were able to take who we had room for, but there were some puppies that were closer to maybe 8 to 10 weeks. They're too large. We don't have enough space for them. So yeah, we were able to pull mom and her 7 puppies, but we had to leave some behind. And so it's hit me pretty hard this week. It was like, there's a lot of, this is very rewarding, and it's like constant dopamine hit to have them, but it can be really, there's a lot of bummers going on. And so that's why I'm just constantly begging people to foster. And here's the thing. You get a lot of people that say, oh, I could never foster. I just could never say bye to them. And after this week, here's what I'll say. I would rather cry 100 times for letting a dog go to a happy home than have to cry because they were euthanized.
Right.
So please foster.
Okay, so let's talk about that. I've shared the story before. We found 1-week-old kittens. I fostered them. They all 3 got adopted by coworkers here. It was great. It was time consuming, but you kind of work with people on what they're able to provide, right?
Yeah, I mean, so when you foster through us, we provide all of the supplies. You know, for puppies, we can give you like a pop-up tent to keep them in. We can give you all of their food, puppy pads, everything. For kittens, same thing, all of the supplies that you would need. If you have questions, you can text us directly and we will support you. And typically it's really not the longest commitment. So these guys are about 5 weeks old. We usually spay and neuter right around 8 weeks, as soon as they're old enough and big enough. So they'll be ready to be adopted in about 3 weeks. So a lot of times the commitment is only like maybe 3 to 5 weeks.
You also, if you work, if you want to adopt and say, I can help with a mom, so that the mom is feeding while you're living your life. You don't have to bottle feed like I did.
Exactly, yeah. So mom, she came to us pretty emaciated, so she needs a little TLC. So we have a great foster that's taking her in, but she is pretty much housebroken, so she doesn't require as much upkeep. We do have a lot of mamas that need help too, yeah.
I'll also say that if you're watching and you have a dog or a cat that you have not yet spayed or neutered, please get that done. There are places around here that offer it at free to no cost.
Yeah, Chattanooga, HES, there's lots of great resources.
You are destroying lives by not having that done. Is that fair to say?
Honestly, yeah. We have an overpopulation problem, and the only way to solve it is spay and neuter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good for you for getting up at 1:45 in the morning and seeing that text.
Caught it.
And acting promptly. And these little guys, watch for them, follow them on their social media pages, because you'll see when they're ready to be adopted. And if you are possibly in a position to even think about becoming a foster, don't toss the idea aside. Reach out to them. There's their phone number. It's all foster based, so that the animals are going home loved and understood and cared for and ready for a forever home. They're all going to take a nap now.
Yep.
At Chattanooga